What's shaking, RC Conspiracists? Are you guys ready for the next show? We're going to get going here in about 2 minutes. We got our special guest already on the phone, and we're going to get live in just a minute. We're going to let a few people join in. If you're joining late, look down in the description. It'll tell you when the video starts, give you a little time code. You can click on that, take you right to where it starts up, and you're good to go from there, guys. Roll call in the chat. I see a bunch of familiar people. Trail Critter, Honey Walnut RC is in the house. JMRC, Steve OD from the 313. He just put out a new video, guys. Check that out. Trash Can Ninja, Justin O'Neill, and many, many more. Clayton D's RCs. All right, let's go ahead and get this thing rolling.
Silhouetted images and industry teasers are finding their way into our homes and invading our minds. Their calculated information is delivered to feed our addiction for radio-controlled frequencies.
2.4 gigahertz, people.
Conspiracy. But we are on your side, cracking the RC code.
And a little fake news is thrown in there just for fun.
Is out there. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast. Get your decoder rings ready and put on those tinfoil hats because your fearless leader is here. Please welcome your host, the lead RC conspiracist, Tony CC. Tony CC. Welcome to the RC Conspiracies podcast.
What is going on, RC Conspiracists? Welcome to another RC Conspiracies. Tonight we're going to be talking about many things. One of them is Mountain Standard Time. And really not about that, but about MST. And so we'll be talking about that in just a minute. But we've got a few things we're going to run through like normal. You guys know what we're talking about. CCxRC swag. You always look better wearing a CCxRC shirt or a Big Squid shirt if you can get your hands on one of those. I know Jeremy's wearing a hoodie. I can see. He's in my little window over here. You guys can't see him yet. We've got him muted because he'd be talking right now. He'd be talking smack. And so, yeah, if you guys want, feel free to hit up, get a sticker, T-shirts, whatever you want. RC Conspiracy shirts, those are the best. You know it. If you haven't seen it, most of you guys who are in here have already heard about it. The While My Battery's Charged podcast just did one on Monday about the camping weekend with Axial. I did top qualify. So did that and then just boom, out skis. And talked about the impact of that one big thing that's happening in the world right now. So that's kind of the quick update on the news stuff. Video-wise, over on the CCxRC channel, you will see lots of new footage. We've got the RC UTV beach drag racing where my sons were racing the Can-Ams. I got one of them actually over my shoulder here, this side. And got the new, well, I'll show you the SCX24s here. The C10s. And I got both of them. And also, we just released today the micro crawler course build, showing you how we built the little course for these. Cool stuff on the channel right now. But without further ado, I can go ahead and unmute Jeremy from Big Squid RC and let him come on here and introduce himself. Are you with us? Oh, I messed up. Where are you? We had this all fixed yesterday. There you are. There he is, everybody. Yes, we can see you. Not much. I am much louder. I'm going to turn you up some here. Yeah, and what's the latest article that you've been working on? Wow. Right. Oh, hold on one second. They're saying they can't hear you. Let me fix that, you guys. I've messed this up. Give me 1 second here. They're lip reading you. Yeah. Something's going on here. Right. Oh, I think I know how we can fix this. Can we? Yes, I think I know how I can fix this. They can't hear it anyway. They can't hear it anyway. You can do whatever you want right now. Although be careful because you might be coming live in just a second. We'll get this sorted, guys. Don't worry. We'll get it sorted. How about now? Can people hear him now? We're working on it. Corona mic. They still can't hear you. There's one thing I can do. Last thing I can do is gotta love the tech. All right, so let's see if this works. The only thing I'm worried about is nothing yet.
Nothing yet, boys and girls. And
Hearing impaired conspiracy. Nope, still no sound. They say. So give me a little chatter here. So tell me about
yeah,
anything interesting.
Added the new lights in the garage, and I keep looking up at them. So every now and then, when I look up, I look at you. I can't see anything. So they're really bright. I went to Menards. Yeah, save big money at Menards. Yeah, and
finally, and all of this really cool stuff that's going on, and you guys all missed it, but we don't have time to go back and repeat it, so we're just gonna have to move on from here. And I think
so we're working again now. Then we got the thumbs up. We're good, right?
It looks like we're working again here, so I think we're gonna be all right.
Okay, all right. Well, just quick Jeremy from Big Squid RC. I do the everybody scaling. I make the crawler videos and get to do some of the unboxings with Brian and all that jazz. So that's who I am.
All right, so guys, we're here with Jeremy from Big Squid, and it's going to be a great episode from here on out. We had a little bit of a technical difficulty there getting things going, but we got it. We got it figured out. Technology, right?
Yeah.
I keep telling my kids that if we had a VCR, I'm probably at that age now where I'd have to have them program it, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. So everything like auto sets itself now for the time, so I don't have that like need for my kids to come in and take care of everything for me, right? So,
for sure.
But we're here in the chat, and we'll get to things here in just a second, guys. A couple things that we want to talk about, and that's news that's coming up. So now that we have Jeremy's audio, we'll talk about a few things. Over on the RC Conspiracies page, I did post something about the new hotness from MST, which is what we're going to talk about a little bit today. He's seen it, and so have you guys, I think. there's a couple things, two things coming. Harley talked about one of them this morning, so I'm going to feel like a copycat on one of them. But the other one is all about monster trucks, solid axle, so I'm all on that one. And that's what I'm liking. Right here's this hotness. Looks like an Ivan Stewart kind of modeled body. Actually looks like the body that Harley is doing in his Flip It thing, although not nearly as cool as that one. So I don't know if you've seen that one that he's getting ready to flip on his little show that he's doing. I should point out there's one little thing I did add to the page here. Up over in the top, it's hard to see on the page right now. I'm kind of swinging my mouse over it. But I've added popular topics in the post. And I've got conspiracies come true topics. And I've got a fake RC news topics. So because recently we had some fake RC news by me. I thought Traxxas had something coming. Way wrong so far, at least.
Love when that happens, when you're like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah.
And then you just totally get debunked.
Yep, totally.
That happened to me with the Desert Hero when that was coming out. Like, I did a whole article the night before speculating what it could be. And then next morning I wake up to RC 4-wheel drive releasing all the info, and I was completely wrong. And I called Brian and Bill Stevens, the wrench, freaking out. I'm like, you can't put this article out tonight. I was like, it's gonna make me look stupid. And
they dropped it anyway, didn't they?
I'm like, no. I was like, at least give me the press release so I can release it and be like, wow, I was way off. Well, they let me do that, but after that, I was like, I don't know if I should be, because I was. It didn't help that it came out the very next morning. It came out before my article did. You know, if it was after the fact, it would have been fine.
Yep.
But I literally woke up and I was like, no.
Well, at least it came out. Well, so you were wrong in what you guessed. That's what you're saying?
Pretty much on almost everything, yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Yeah. Like, embarrassingly wrong. I was just...
Yeah. In non-RC related conspiracies, who does everybody think that Tom Brady's going to? He's leaving the Patriots. Bears. Did he go to the Bears?
Yeah, we'll get him somehow.
Oh, no, you don't know that? You're guessing.
I would love to see.
There's some vacancies, right? So you've got the Chargers have a vacancy because Rivers went to the Colts, right?
I don't know. I don't follow football that much.
Oh, you live in Chicago, that's why.
Hey, okay, but we haven't had a good quarterback.
You guys could use him
in '85. So
wants the Bucks. He thinks the Buccaneers are going to get him.
I've actually heard that on the news that was possible. One of the possibilities.
Yeah, the Bucks or Chargers are what they're talking about. But I mean, wouldn't it be funny if he went to like New York? That would just tick everybody off in New England. If he went to the Giants or something, remember
when Favre did that? He left Green Bay, and then after that, it was just.
Yeah, that's the one thing when Jordan came back and he went to the Wizards, and you're like, legacy, right. Man, legacy.
So I don't know, like.
He went to the Bucks? The right RC says he went to the Bucks?
Who went to the Bucks?
Tom Brady. Let's see if Tom Brady news. Oh, you just have to write Tom Brady and it says news. Tom Brady to choose Buccaneers.
Oh, wow, that was quick.
Huh.
Like, he just announced today, didn't he?
Yeah, but it says an hour ago. I don't know. There's so much weird news.
All those conspiracies, Tony.
Conspiracies. What is up with these people? Just wait till the real thing happens and then report on it. We don't need all this conspiracy crap. Okay. So let's stop talking about that and let's get on to the conspiracies.
Right.
So there's something happening. So we'll talk, fake news. We already talked about that. What was fake news? It was us and Traxxas, RC Conspiracies, me putting out fake news that Traxxas had something big coming, and they released a retro version of the Bigfoot, which is just like a less cool version of the number one Bigfoot. So that's how I feel about it. Or the flame one was really cool too, but
it was neat. I like the more scale versions though, the ones that look like them.
Yep, I agree with you there.
But that's me.
So we're gonna be going, guys, to I'm gonna hint here a little bit ahead of time. We're gonna be going to the March Bash-ness on Big Squid. Jeremy can tell us a little bit about what that is.
Yeah, totally.
But go ahead and get some votes in here, guys, and we'll see what's happening with some of these, so we can see the results when we get over there. I'm gonna go ahead and vote.
So not only like, because last year's March Bash-ness and everything, a lot of people kind of didn't understand how it worked. Like on the crawlers, because we do crawlers now too. A lot of people, you were seeing a Trailfinder 2 going up against the TRX4. And, so many people were saying, well, the Trailfinder, it's two completely different trucks. I was like, I know, they're two different trucks. It's kind of like a popularity contest. You're the ones voting for what you think was the best one of the year.
Right.
Not us.
Right.
So, and it doesn't matter who goes up against who. It's just whichever one you think's better, whichever one performed, whichever one you like more.
People's choice, one versus the other.
Yeah, that's all it is. A lot of people I got so many emails. Be like, who the heck picked all these? And I'm sitting there, I'm like, well, I picked all the crawlers, but I don't put them together. Like, it's a bracket. It doesn't really work that essentially the way like the March Madness would.
Right. And so you've got a whole nother half of the bracket though, right? Is that coming soon? The right half of the bracket?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I literally maybe about an hour ago sent in a couple crawlers that I think need to be on my on the crawlers.
Okay, and so that'll be on the other side of the list, and then
I think the other side of the list is Bashers.
More Bashers coming. Okay.
I think so.
So we're looking at the picture right now, and there's an X-Max, a Creighton 8S against each other. We've got the Rock Ray and the Proline MT. Is that what that's called?
Yep.
You've got the Rustler 4x4 versus the Infraction, and then you've got the.
You know what I mean? Like right there, the Rustler versus the Infraction. They're two completely different trucks, but it's which one you think is better. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and a lot of people do drag stuff with Rustlers. Not necessarily. I don't know about the 4x4, but the old one they used to do street with a lot.
Right.
On the bottom.
From Greg Sofa.
Oh yeah.
Is he watching? I can't see.
I don't know. Is Greg watching?
Well, if he is, and if you're watching, Greg, I think the crawlers section will go live in like a day or two, maybe. I'm not sure. He literally just sent me his like legit question, but he didn't call me the other day, so I shouldn't have even answered it. I'm ashamed.
So I'm looking. There's lots of comments. All Out RC. Lots of people have joined in here. Some people are wondering why Brady's still playing. That's all the old questions. So, guys, what is your favorite Basher? They have a list here. There's more coming to the list. If you could just name one, what would it be? But also hit up this thing. Let's get the votes cranking on this thing, and let's get the brackets going down.
At the end of it, which I know we did last year, whatever car or truck wins, the whole thing.
Yeah, whatever you say, whatever wins.
Oh, yeah, whichever one wins, we end up giving it away. We do. Sure, it's the same this year, but don't shoot me if something else happens.
So, as it gets going down, guys, vote for the most expensive one. No, I'm just kidding. But you're going to get some interesting matchups, right? So as the X-Max Creighton 8S goes down, it's going to hit the Rock Ray Pro MT. Yeah. It's going to be different birds, but yeah, it's like which one would you prefer? So let's go ahead. I'm going to go ahead and do these based on what I own or have.
And what's cool about it is
I go big.
Especially right now with there's no sports. Big Squid's got the only bracket sports for you right now.
It's telling me I already voted for these, so I can't vote. I can view the results, though. So I'll tell you what I voted for. I tried to pull it up so people wouldn't see the results, so I kind of refreshed the page. I voted for the Creighton 8S on the first one. I love that truck. And I know they've made it better. I know there's a lot of X-Max fans out there. That was my favorite truck for the longest time.
I haven't got to play with the crate NAS yet. I got to unbox it, but that was it.
Yeah, I mean, I sold my X-Max, so about a month ago. I wasn't using it anymore, so it was my favorite truck for like 2 straight years.
Yeah.
And then the DBXLE kind of came around. So right now, results are out of 118 votes, or not 100, it's 218 votes. So you got 118 going to the X-Max, 100 to the Creighton at this time. You have 116 votes going to the Rock Ray over the Proline Pro MT. Again, I would be voting scale on that one, for my own probably reasons. But Infraction versus Wrestler, I'm going to, Infraction is going to be killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, 144 to 69 votes. So 68% to 32%.
Right.
And this one's a no-brainer. The X-Max or the Max versus the Kronos. I'm guessing the Max has like 70% or higher.
Does it?
73% to 27%.
Good job, Tony. Good job.
I did vote and get the results already, but I honestly didn't look at them. So that was literally a guess. But you guys don't have to believe me. It's the internet. Everything's fake. Everything's rigged.
Oh yeah.
You know it.
I'm not even sitting here right now. So.
Yeah, so let's hit the comments for a second. We'll talk about a few things where people are talking about, then we'll talk about some crawler stuff. We've talked a lot about monster trucks. We'll talk about it for a moment again here because of the cars. Actually, before we do that, I did want to mention, like, these were 2 kind of event things happening, but Spring Madness sales happening. There's 10% off on a bunch of the stuff through Horizon Hobby. You can hit it up on their homepage. If you go to Horizon Hobby, you can get these deals in store as well. And one of the things people are advising is call ahead to your store, order, like I can from Hobbytown order online to pick up in store. That way I don't have to be hanging out in the store with all the stuff going on and kind of self-distancing that we're talking about. So that's one of the things that there was an advising thing about it. Hey, you can just order online. We'll have it ready for you. You can come in, pick it up, get out of here.
Yep.
Don't get coughed on by anybody kind of thing, It's probably also to help protect employees as well. But so they've got the Rock Ray on here, $7.99. And then it says save 10% with the code. And the code is SPRING. And so if you put this in your box, I'm not going to go ahead and put it. Yeah, you get a discount. So they've got a whole bunch of stuff on here. Race Spawn, Axial, SCX10, 2, the Honcho. I'm interested kind of.
How much is the Honcho?
The Honcho, well, is 10% off of $329, right? So $33. So it's like $300. $297? That's a pretty good deal.
That's not bad.
I'm trying to do my math.
We were just talking about that too.
Here, give me a second. We'll look.
We're not the Honcho.
So you talk
the Deadbolt.
The Deadbolt. Oh, we were talking about the Deadbolt. It's not on the list though. I really am interested in the Deadbolt right now though, because of the small SCX24s. I do want to talk about what everybody else is saying is their favorite. Greg is in the chat. He's working on his KK2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what his last messages said. I'll look back at them later.
All right. So I've got you on the spot. Talk about, have you ever had a Honcho?
Yeah.
What did you think of it?
I always liked the Honcho. I didn't have the first one. I got the Honcho 10.2. And I took that down to St. Louis for a big squid crawl we had down there. And I had a blast with it. And I brought a buddy with me who's never crawled before. And he just wanted to get away from the family for a weekend. And we ended up stopping at a hobby shop on the way home. And he picked up that Jeep, that red Jeep from Axial on the way home.
Yeah.
And lied to his wife, told him he won it and everything. It was hilarious. But I liked it. I enjoyed it.
Cool. I'm just trying to make sure like none of my stuff is showing in here when I go in.
But it had plastic. The only thing that I was like, was the plastic links.
Okay.
On it, but I mean the way I trail, anyways, I rarely ever bust links. I'm not unless I'm testing, I'm not beating on it. I'm just smooth riding. If my car binds up, I stop. I'll pick it up. To my cars, I am God, so I have no problem picking them up.
Yeah.
So
I've never had a Honcho, but I was right. It's $297. My math is pretty good. $296.99 with the spring. You have to add the promotional code spring and apply it, and then it brings it down from $329 to $296.
Nice.
So my curiosity is there. I went and just gave everybody. I'm trying to go back to the Spring Madness here. Here's the 4x4, what you can get, or the 6x6. Man, I can't talk tonight. There's too many things going on in my brain.
I know, right? It's just crazy right now.
So go to cart. If I remove this one and I leave the spring thing applied, it's $404 for the 6x6.
Nice. Have you played with the 6x6?
I have not.
What?
I haven't driven any 6x6s to date.
Oh, they're fun.
So in the chat is lively today.
I can't see the chat, so.
Okay, so I will read some of them to us.
Okay.
And so first of all, people are voting. Thanks to Trail Critter for giving the link out. It's over on Big Squid, you guys. RC Guy Garage, there's a conspiracy about when he's going to go live again. He's been doing it during the day, but not as much during the night, which is what he used to do. So get on it, brother. I know he's been sick, so I'd stay away from him in person, but he's all right to talk to in the in the live chat. I know he was wrecked for a little while there, man. But yeah, so people are saying Tyco Trax, the X-Max, DBXLE. They're saying that the Raminator should be added. What would you put against it?
We were just talking about the Raminator the other night too. What it is, it's usually the cars that came out within the last year.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Raminator would totally destroy everybody.
Someone's saying the Raminator versus the WL Toys A999. That video should just be a literal versus and have it crush it and see what happens.
That would be fun.
And then that's where Metz asks when is RC Guy Garage going to go live again? And when he goes live, man, they're like 4-hour marathons. It's a good time. Dominic Kaczynski asks, could you turn a retro monster truck into a basher? Totally.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, yeah.
If you watch Trigger King, those guys do the freestyle with those quad axled. Yeah, so you need to change the link system and the chassis, but you can use the axles.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to do it right, do it that way.
Yep.
But you can bash anything.
Right.
You just got to be prepared to fix a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's this one guy I follow on Instagram. It's called like Odd Garage. I believe it is. I believe that's his name. But he's airing out his SCX10 or whatever rig it is. I got not offhand. I think it's an SCX10. But he's sending it. No, I'm talking.
Oh, he's turned it into a monster truck SCX10?
No,
just an old.
He threw some power in it
and rips it.
It makes for some cool looking. It's all in slow mo, because all the crawlers look better in slow motion, anyways.
Yeah.
And it's just he beats the heck out of it.
Sean's RC Adventure says no more 124th, please. Dude, I'm totally getting the Kyosho when they come out. But look at this one. See how cool that looks? Doesn't everybody want to go and get one of these C10s now? Look at the little light bar.
Oh, there's
roll
the
bar.
Oh,
look at these 124th scales.
Aren't they so cute?
Yours looks bigger though because your video zoomed in more. There, now mine's bigger.
Now mine's bigger. Well, look at the back. Can you see the back window?
It's got the heater, whatever
window
in there.
defrosters.
Yep.
That's just cool.
So Sean's RC Adventures, why don't you want 124 scales? Are you trying not to buy some? Because when you buy one, you buy four, usually.
I agree. I don't know. To a point, I kind of agree. Like, I like the 124 scales. They're fun. You know, they're appetizers, basically. A lot of people are expecting these things to just be amazing crawlers. They're not. They're fun. They're a novelty thing, I think. Something to pass the time inside the house with the kids when it's raining or you're quarantined. You know.
Yep.
So I kind of like them, but
the cure for COVID-19.
Yeah. Yep.
Right
We've been preparing for this all our lives, hobbyists. We're ready. I've got so many projects I'm ready to do. Bring it. I need at least 6 months, and then I'll be like, okay, I'm done.
So the right RCS, he just bought the SMT10 and blew his front trailing arm. Just get a metal one, man. Replace it.
Yeah.
It's the best thing to do. I lost.
Yeah, the 10 that just came with the RTR. Just came with like an upgraded motor and servo, right? Or an updated version.
Who did?
The SMT10, the RTR.
Yeah, and it has metal gears.
Okay, it does have metal gears.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, they're ready to just go brushless. But the arms will. I mean, if you smash something, just like an A-arm would go before, I mean, the trailing arms will go on these things. They'll crumple.
Yeah.
So, but the problem is if you go metal, then the axles break. If you don't, if you bash hard and you just, nosedive front end down into something or flip and land on one wheel backwards with that rotating momentum, you can break an axle then. So, it's up to you if you want to be replacing arms or if you want to be replacing axles.
I rather replace arms all day long.
Yep, me too.
Yeah.
I have on my now with the big ones I have to. You replace them all the time on the 2.6 tires, but the 2.2s you're fine with the plastic arms. So I'm kind of go through here and see. I'd have a vote for the laminator if it were an option. Voodoo Truckin', is that the real RC guy, garage guy? In the flesh, but not the flesh. It's just words on a screen typed from the man in the flesh. It's him. Honey Walnut, the diff gears are still pot metal. Mine, if you leave it stock, mine lasted pretty good. If you go brushless, you'll want to get the HD gears for sure. Diff gears, the ring and pinion. But all right, so Jeremy, something that you talk about. You talk about crawlers, and I don't know if you reviewed one of these, if you've used one of these before. We're gonna jump away from the chat here for a second and take a look at. Well, we'll talk about this in a second. The introducing between a squid. If you guys haven't seen this, he and I talked about this on the podcast that we did. And this is one of the funniest things. It's him and Josh Dutton from RC Every Day. And it's kind of like Between Two Ferns. It's the most awkward interview you've ever seen for an RC video, probably. And it's hysterical. It
was fun, man. Like I said on the podcast, it was an idea that I obviously didn't have. I was watching Between Two Ferns, but I wanted to do it with someone in the RC industry that is he's not so serious, but he's it'd be fun to kind of dig into him and see what makes him tick. And being a kind of a good buddy of mine, I felt comfortable hitting him up and doing it with him. And it was all off the cuff, all off the top of our heads. And I think it turned out funny. Some people didn't understand it because he's got some really loyal fans.
Yeah.
And which I'm kind of afraid to go to Texas for a little while, but it's okay.
It's kind of like, know who you're interviewing, man. If you're going to interview him, know something about him.
Right? They're like, screw this guy. His build, And like I'm telling him my builds are nowhere near on his level. And dude, that is completely wrong. He is so so amazing. Mine are all junk.
His are unique for sure.
Dude, they're wicked. But it was a fun team thing we did down there, USGE. And we were up late. Yeah. I called 2:30 a.m. and he was still editing it at like 3.
So here's the funny thing that I thought made it even more awkward is I didn't know where you guys were staying. So I literally thought you were in like a hotel lobby, because there's a fireplace and that there. And I'm thinking, dude, how awkward would it be to sit down there in the hotel lobby and do this? But you had a pretty sweet hookup for USTE.
Yeah. We had an awesome Airbnb that like a lot of the vendors all stayed at. You had GCM guys and then the Berkeley scalar crawlers. They were on one of them. You had JS Scale crawler con. I don't want to say it. He makes homes for the tires from Germany.
Okay.
Fourth Protocol was there. He does some pretty sick builds. Then JS Scale was another spot. And then you had all of us. Like America was on one side. Paul from Proline, David Krieger from Bauhaus RC, Josh Dutton, and then me. We all stayed in the same like house. It reminded me of a really bad reality TV show with beer.
I saw one of the things in like they had one of the Kwanzaa hut type things or something. There was a whole bunch of stuff in the aftermath that looked like a crazy time.
Oh yeah, it was.
The J Concepts video was nuts. But
that was actually in Rob's garage, and that was real late. That was the first night because the first night you get in, there's a VIP dinner for like just certain vendors, and you can only bring one person. It's at Rob's house.
Okay.
So we got we all went in there, and I still had to finish building the camo for RC 4-wheel Blazer because I forgot to order an adapter for the gearbox, and I had Nick Barber, who owns Radio Control Hobbies of Orlando, had him hold on to it for me. So when I got here, I picked it up. I still had to go back to the whole the Airbnb and finish building this truck so I could run it the next day. So we didn't stay as long.
Right, because you told me you shipped your stuff there, right?
Yeah. So it was real nerve-wracking shipping a truck out to an event that's not even ready yet. And but my buddy Greg Holman, who came with to help us out and everything, he slapped it together real good for me.
Yeah.
He's so much. It takes me a while. I take a lot of breaks.
Yeah.
A lot of breaks. Check the phone, and he just
gets to it. Yeah. When my buddy Jeremy comes over, not this Jeremy, but a different Jeremy comes over and helps, we get stuff done way faster, especially because he's way faster at it than I am, because I'm like you. If it's just me, I'll be on the computer, I'll be editing, I'll be responding to people, I'll be doing all this other stuff that keeps interrupting me. But when he's here, I put the phone down, computer down, and he works on something, I work on something, and just get tons of stuff done.
Right, it's time to go to work.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't stay that late for those shenanigans, so we went back to ours. But yeah, the video was fun. I want to do another one, but it's one of those things you have to be with me, because other than that, I don't think it'll work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, well, hopefully RC Fest will be happening this year. We should totally do one. It'd be a riot.
I would totally like to interview you and Greg Sofa. Really.
Yeah. Totally awkward.
You can't get mad at what I ask. Just saying.
Yeah. I'll probably just turn bright red in the face. Get all like awkward.
Well, like I told Josh, I was like, all right, man, before we started it, I was like, I'm going to ask like maybe 2 or 3 real questions. Other than that, just be ready for whatever.
He played it off so well.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
All right, so we're going to get back to the MST for a second. talk a little bit about the crawler because, and the monster truck, because I'm interested in this guy here, which I was really, really bummed with MST for a little while because I really wanted to get one of these, the MTX-1 that they had in a brushed and brushless version, and it was not too expensive. And I tried to get one, but they were sold out everywhere. And I almost had one recently. It went up for sale on Facebook, and I'm kind of glad I held off now. I was so tempted. And then they just announced this right here, which is, they announced this one that took over the other MTX-1, but this was only 2-wheel drive. And I'm like, who wants that? Like, you had a 4-wheel drive. Why would you make it look super awesome, but then take away the 4-wheel drive out of it? But they have just taken this body and they now are going to do it in a kit version, but it's going to be 4-wheel drive. And they're doing both the blue and it's like the Ivan Stewart look, I guess. Super classic to the 90s, late 80s when I was a kid, super off-road, that look right there. My favorite video game still of all time is Ivan Stewart, super off-road. And I keep looking on eBay at the arcades with the red, yellow, and blue controllers.
Okay, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? You spin the wheels, stop it, got the little nitro button.
Yeah.
You make money and you build up your trucks along the way. Super awesome game. Ivan Stewart, this truck was iconic to me because of that. And so I am pre-ordering this as soon as it becomes available. I'm just going to say that. But what I've also seen, though, is that these trucks are like indestructible. Nobody breaks them at all. If
I haven't messed around with any MST stuff.
Yeah. So it's a good thing that it's indestructible, though, because parts for it is a nightmare.
Yeah?
Because nobody really carries it. So it's through HRP. Taiwan, I think.
Oh.
Is that where they are, or Japan? Yeah, they've got a few things. Well, what they're really big in is drift. So, like, my drift car is an MST.
Okay.
I'm trying to think about where they're built, though. I wanted to say, like, Thailand or Taiwan, but I could be wrong. Somebody knows that's out there in the... about MST. It's just a picture. About us. Our name is Max Speed Technology. That's all we get. But yeah, so they've got that. But the other thing that they have is they've got this CFX-W kit. Now, they've had this before, but it was a Jeep, right? So they had what looked
I'm
like...
not sure.
It looked like this, and Harley actually mentioned it because it had like this.
That black FJ looking thing you sent me?
That's the FJ look. Okay. None of them are licensed. So one of them looks like a Jeep, and they call it a JP1.
Okay.
And it looks like a 2-door Jeep truck.
Okay.
Body. It looks super cool. Not licensed. Snorkel. And it was one of the
body to get a nice looking rig. You just don't make it look like, a cartoon.
Right. Well, it looks straight up like a Jeep grill. Right. It looks almost like it's done by Night Customs or something, right?
Okay.
So there's people in there actually saying MST is awesome. The body looks the best, the Jeep one. So now they've got like the two icons, right? They've got the Jeep and the Toyota looking one, like the FJ old school look, but with like a new modern twist to it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. It looked like a slick rig. I was checking out some of the specs on it. It's not bad. I'd like to mess with one.
Well, see, here's the thing you wouldn't like about it is it's on portals. And I know that's not your thing. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I know you're a scale guy, right?
I'm not going to kick a rig out of the bed. Portals, but it's just if I'm doing a build or making my own preference, I'm not going to have portals on it, so.
Right.
But I still like to get down on them. They're still fun. Don't count me out, man.
Right. Okay, I won't count you out. I think they look amazing. I don't know how they perform, and as I did watch the Harley, his scale news that he does, and he mentioned these trucks. He mentioned the new FJ looking one, and I almost bought one of these JP1s to review back in the day, and I just didn't because of part support.
I was looking at that square body Chevy looking one that they had out, that crawler. I don't know the name of it, but I know it was them.
Okay.
And I was really wanting to pull the trigger on that for a long time. I just never did, because it looked just like the monster truck body, basically, but it was under a crawler chassis.
Okay. Well, they have the C10, and that looks like a scale truck. That's probably it. They've got the Toyota LC40, the Ford Bronco, which looks pretty cool. But these look much more like scale trucks. They have the FJ as well, Toyota FJ, like the new FJ. And so these definitely have like a less aggressive tread pattern to them. They've got some really nice products, and like their drift cars, like they're really well made.
Right.
The reason when I saw the monster truck, they had it at Hobbytown in the glass case there for a while, and it's just small. It's
really?
It's really small. It's like a Stampede size.
Well, it's like the Sen Racing.
Yeah, and so now that I've run the Sen, I kind of am like rethinking getting the.
Yeah, but the Sen, I mean, that truck's so much fun.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun. My little boy was running it last weekend and just straight into this stump, and I was like, oh no, it just kept going.
Yep. And and that's the one thing. We'll go back and look at the gears here, because it runs a planetary gear, the transmission, which is just so smooth. I don't know if you've noticed that about the Sen, the way that they drive.
Yeah.
It's such a smooth driving truck.
Yeah.
And I wonder if that planetary gear system in the transmission of this makes it super buttery smooth. Does anybody in the chats, do you have any experience with any of the MST crawlers? So I'm looking at the C10 one that we were talking about with the truck. It looks very simplistic as far as build, which isn't bad. It's like it goes from front end, typical C-channel stamped chassis look. Up front is the motor to a transmission case. Then it's got a little transfer case, it looks like. Super short run from the transmission to the transfer case down.
Oh, because it's a forward-mounted motor, isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. So that's like a divorce transfer case.
Yep, it's literally like the output of that goes right into the divorce transfer case.
Nice. Slick.
Wow, Justin O'Neill, man, thank you. Just super chatted toward the MTX-1, $15. Rock on, brother. So there's lots of stuff going on here in the chat. Dominic, this is my favorite one. We'll go to the chat here for a second. And then we'll talk about crawlers and what you see happening this year. And I know a lot of stuff's kind of there's a lot of unknowns, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on that no one knows about or knows what to do.
But Dominic Kaczynski says I should make a monster truck drifter. And all I could think about is the son of a digger Hoonigan. Doing a video like that with the son of a digger and doing like a drifter would be so sick.
Do it. Do it.
I need to find a way to do it. Get smoke going and everything. So, yeah, but these trucks, the motor looks high. The battery's to the back on an angle plate.
Okay.
The weighting seems like it might be interesting. So the CFX-W shocks and tires are garbage. The rest of the truck is a beast. That's coming from Doc 3057.
Okay.
So that's good to know.
I mean, usually RTR tires aren't the best anyways. you know.
Right. I mean, I started, my very first crawler was the SCX10, the Casey Curry Jeep, the white one, and those tires weren't too bad.
No, what weren't those the? They weren't the Falcons, were they? They were. They've just put them on those Maxes. Those Maxes, I think they just put them on the 55 Ford they released. That's what those had.
Okay.
I believe so.
I thought they were a custom tire for it. I don't remember what they were.
I could have sworn.
What did you think they were again?
The Maxis tires. They're the same ones.
You might be right.
Ford. Like those tires are okay once they get broken in, but like right off the bat, they're not the best tires.
So it's running the
What were you looking up? The old one?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
You going back in time?
Going back, 1.9 BF Goodrich Crawler TAKX tires.
What? No.
Yeah, that's what mine had on it. I mean, I'm looking at them. That's exactly what I had with his Casey Curry wheels. So they're the CRC wheels with the BF Goodrich Crawler TAKX tires. They were decent until it's a sticky R35 compound or whatever they call it, but I took it through water a lot, and so then the foams broke down inside the wheels because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So I was like, yeah, water, yeah, and I didn't have like any holes in the tires to drain out the water, and so it was running on flat tires like all the time after the first year.
I destroyed my receiver the first day I had a crawler because I didn't know it wasn't 100% waterproof, and I took it. I dove it down in the water, and I'm like, that's not working.
Yeah. So Chaps Unlimited in here says, yeah, Tony ran those tires forever. That's true, man. Hey, CCxRC, he's daring me to do it. Honey Walnut RC, he had the MTX-1. He says, yeah, shocks were kind of crap, but everything else was flawless in that truck.
Nice. Well, that's good to hear.
So I'm totally going to get that Ivan Stewart one.
Nice.
So much chat stuff coming through. What about the new Sen truck? Haven't heard anything more about the new Sen truck. Other than the people that were talking, the dually.
The dually. It looks cool.
Yeah. I mean, it's an on-road dually, right? So you don't see a whole lot of that.
But it wouldn't be hard to change it to off-road at all. Just pop the tires off.
Yep. So, yeah, it looked like a super big truck, though. When they actually had it on the table, it looked really...
Yeah, it was probably about, like, yay big.
Yeah. So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm interested in it.
Yeah, I like the Sen stuff. I think they do a good job.
I just see All Out RC's name pop up here again in the chat. He had asked earlier about how he could go about getting Big Squid stickers. Do you guys have a spot where people go, or you just have to run into you guys at a show?
I believe you can go on our website and like go into where the merch is. And I believe you can buy sticker packs there.
Okay, very cool.
And yeah, I mean if we're ever at an event, we usually have a bunch of stickers to toss out.
Ray Cox says I put a picture of his MST CFX on a Facebook. Cool. Yeah, the old school. Well, here I'll show everybody. This is my first crawler. After my first thing that I got was the Creighton, not the Creighton, the Yeti, the original Yeti, because I thought it could crawl, and I didn't really realize what crawling could do.
Right.
And so I thought it was like a fast crawler that could also go slow and crawl. And it just didn't. All I did was break it because I tried to jump it and run it like an actual basher. And so I ended up getting one of these straight away. And I still have this. It's now a dual motor one. But yeah, here's the crawler tires I was talking about having. And it came with a fit tire on the rear, like swing out. Really cool design. And I actually miss these. If I'm going to say one thing is, and we talked about this, I think, before, but this does not have a driver in it.
No.
And I love that.
Yeah.
So,
Axel, stop putting drivers in the cars.
So the Wraith, right? So I know there's some people that just wanted to come looking like there's a dude in it already.
Yeah.
But these ones, everybody customized how they wanted. They took wrestlers, whatever. They'd cut them in half, or just you could just pull them apart, technically.
Right.
And you just glue them to the car. You could glue in whatever into here, and it was super cool.
I had the Proline soft top for mine.
Yeah.
You know, it was neat, and it wasn't even really that deep of an interior.
Nope.
It literally, you know, went down. I'd say it's comparable to, well, the new Red Cat Axe. It's a little bit deeper, but it's just, you know, people want to be able to put their own people in it, I think.
Yeah. Or if they made the driver so he wasn't molded to the seat, so he just kind of screwed in, instead of just screwing the helmet in, like the whole guy screwed in, you could take him out, right?
Yeah, take them out. You don't have to cut nothing up.
Yeah.
You can add your own guy in there. Because, yeah, like the original Wraith, you know, interior was amazing. The seats were great.
Yep.
You know, you didn't have to Houdini your guy. You just threw him in.
Yeah.
And then like the new Wraith 1.9, it's got, you know, the fake drivers.
Yeah, so Deadbolt does. The new Jeep, I mean, a lot of these don't have any type of interior, but the ones that do.
The Blazers got one.
Yep. So does the Deadbolt.
Yeah.
The other ones are just their closed cab.
The UMG 10 has one. But that one has optional heads you can change.
Okay. Still, like, I like the putting in the drivers, the shirts. You can move their arms up on the the rail.
You can actually see a steering wheel, and it's not just a plastic.
Yep.
You know, but I you know, it's not too hard to get into some of the rigs and do interiors for, like, say, like a Wraith 1.9 interior. There's really not much to it. It's just a race seat and a steering wheel, maybe some shifts.
Yeah, or even, I mean, they change out the helmets, but, like, just give me an interior that doesn't have the driver, that just has the seat that I could put in.
Yeah.
So, like, in a kit like the Capra kit, there's your bonus piece. Instead of it being the exact same thing, hey, the one that's the kit has a seat that doesn't have a driver. You can put in your own dude.
Right.
But you go back to the old school Wraith, man, and those were the good old days, right? You could just stick in a full dude.
Yeah, I like
cool molded seats.
I just didn't like the size.
Right.
I was like, this thing's just it's cool. The interior is awesome. It crawls great. It was just too big for what I liked. So when they put out the Wraith 1.9, I was like, there we go. I was like, I like that, but the only thing I didn't like was the interior.
Yeah. So, and it's just a small thing. I mean, everybody else is doing a lot of the same thing, but
performance.
Nope.
It didn't. Yeah, it's not going to stop me from wanting to buy it or play with it.
Yeah, and so many people change out bodies and stuff anyway, but some of the iconic ones, like, I'd love to have the Deadbolt, but I'd love to put my own dude in it. And so maybe I'll just get it and then just do something different with the interior.
Definitely.
Robert Hipp says, Tony, you should build a cross. You know, the building's not even the worst thing for me, Jeremy. You know what's the worst part is the painting. Like, for those hard bodies.
Painting hard bodies is like the easiest. It's less,
but it's a lot of detail work to do to it. Like,
oh yeah,
there's so much time before you even build it just spent painting up all the different pieces.
Building a cross is literally like building a Revell model.
Yeah.
Like, there are a lot of little intricate pieces. I love the cross SP4.
Yeah.
You know, like the dash lights up.
Yep.
I actually did route the interior door panels for the Chevy Blazer, though. Because they match perfectly and the doors pop off anyways.
Wow. Yeah,
like,
perfect.
I thought it works great. And now the rig looks even cooler without doors on it. You can actually see, and you can fit a good sized figure in there without chopping them up either.
Yeah.
Yeah, crosses are fun, but you're gonna have some time with it.
I know. I keep looking for them to pop up used. They don't pop up used anywhere. There's so much time invested in them. But yeah, so that's the look of the truck that I wish that Axial or Traxxas would do with their 6x6. Like, give me a full on military 6x6.
Yeah, I think the Axial 6x6 is closer.
It's close.
You know, you can kind of make the box stock one look somewhat military.
Yep, if you outfit it, yeah.
Yeah, the TRX6, it's a Mercedes. I guess you can. I've seen a couple of guys put like Jurassic Park stickers on them, which is pretty cool.
Okay.
You know, yeah, just throwing a Jurassic Park sticker on it really helps.
Just trying to read through the chat here real quick as we're going. Cross FR4, any thoughts? I don't know which one the Cross FR4 is.
That's one thing about Cross. I don't like how they name their trucks. They're all too similar.
Yeah. You can pull up and see. I can look it up here. Cross FR4. Okay. So it looks like an SUV.
Oh, yeah, okay. It's the hard... See, that's the thing about Cross, too, is they have like 3 different versions.
Yep.
Of the same one.
They've got the SP4 where it's got the truck bed.
The flagship editions, you get all the upgraded stuff, basically. It's way more expensive, but then you even get like a lesser version that's even got a Lexan body.
They look pretty awesome.
They're cool. They're definitely cool. They're getting ready to come out with one that looks really sick.
That's the like 6-wheel.
Yeah, with the working motor and everything.
Yep.
That thing would take like a month and a half to build, dude. At least for me. Because I want to have to just paint every little detail on it, make it look all dirty.
Right, that's the problem. So, like, if I could just buy this HC6 truck already ready to go, painted just like they have it in here, I'm golden. But I know I'll have to do a lot of painting. And that actually wouldn't be too hard, that one. It's all like tan, desert tan.
Oh, yeah, it's nothing crazy.
But it is a big build. Got to have time to get involved into something like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's one thing I didn't mention last week because I didn't know about it. And I said if I'd have known, I would have said it in the conspiracies. And that's that Doug from Trigger King is moving. Going to be leaving the St. Louis area where they run all the Trigger King stuff. And he's looking for people to run with near Tampa.
Yeah.
So if there's any monster truck people out there in the chat near Tampa, I think the monster truck game is about to get going. If it's not going already, you're going to have some cool monster truck action coming. Yeah,
he's excited. He's excited. It's a big move too.
Yeah, it is.
But he's real excited. I've been seeing a bunch of people share his article about moving down there and everything and hitting him up. I even hit up Brian. I was like, well, it looks like Doug's going to have a whole lot of new friends to play with down there.
Yeah. I saw Bari had shared his post as well. All over the place. Yeah.
That'll be fun.
And there's already, I know, a No Limit of Florida that does RC monster truck racing in Florida. I just don't know where they're located. If they're more like Jacksonville or what area they're in.
Okay.
Or Orlando, maybe. Justin O'Neill asks, do you think the next Red Cat solid axle will share any parts with the original ground pounder? New axles, but totally new truck. Reefs axe. Here we go again with the, let's go back to this.
The ground pounder theories.
Let's go back to our fake news section of the RC Conspiracies talk. So I heard some rumors that the new solid axle would have a reefs system on it. And they were saying for steer with reefs, and that seems crazy to me. I mean, you're getting into so the thing that really sold the ground pounder before was that it was low cost, low entryway into the solid axle monster trucks. But I don't know. Like, will they do a 4-steer again if they come back out, or will they try and sell more to the people racing? That new axle looks pretty. The trusses and stuff look pretty good on that Wendigo. And I
that's how you pronounce it, Wendigo?
Wendigo?
I've been calling it Wendigo.
Wendigo? There's not an N, so some people are saying Wendigo.
Well, sometimes I add my own stuff.
Well, there you go, Wendigo. I think it's
It sounds cooler.
I think it's Wendigo. Wendigo. And or Wendigo, it could be. Wendigo? I think it's a Wendigo. But I think that those axles are too awesome to just have in that one truck. So I really do think that a solid axle's coming. But I don't know. I mean, it's all speculation. I love to just get the talk going, let them know that we would be interested in them doing it. So that's more of what this was about when we started RC Conspiracies anyway, was kind of like, hey, let's let everybody know what we really want by just kind of throwing stuff out there. Like, hey, where you at, Red Cat? They're doing all this cool stuff. What do you got cooking? I seen those axles you got. You should throw those under a solid axle monster truck, stick a reef system in it, maybe a hobby wing brushless. Go, I see you using those Mod 1 gears. Stick that in there. Let's have some fun with this thing. And, you could have a really killer, super beefed up monster truck with just using stuff you're already throwing into trucks anyway. So I would love for them to keep the chassis idea that they've got with the monster truck. I don't know that you could keep it still cut out of aluminum. I would make it thicker. If I did, going plastic with it would be really boss, like the SMT10, and really getting the curves. Maybe model it more after like I don't know, some other style. I mean, there's so many different chassis styles out there that you could kind of emulate. It doesn't have to be the Gravedigger one. It could be like a Bigfoot one, or it could be, the
Bigfoot chassis that they run in that series or whatever, they're slightly different than, say, like the Monster Jam ones.
Yeah.
But every now and then you'll see like a Monster Jam truck at like one of the Bigfoot shows.
Yep.
But yeah, like Bigfoot's chassis doesn't look that comparable to, like, say, Gravedigger and stuff like that.
Well, and even Max D is running completely different. And then you throw in Wildflower. All of them run different style build chassis.
Right.
So, I don't know. I mean, it's really up to whoever is there. But, the plate ones, you see a lot of the guys that make them do that because it's easy to cut out and still get that monster truck look. I love that they did that so long ago when you really think about it. It's been over 10 years ago when the ground pounder came out, and it looked scale like that. It's super cool. They need to fix and have sway bars, front and rear, Red Cat. If you're taking notes, we want front and rear sway bars.
Red Cat's problem back in the day was they put out cool stuff, but it was before people were ready for it.
Yeah.
Like the ground pounder.
Yep.
That's a cool rig. Like, by far, that's a really cool monster truck.
Yep.
And then even their 5th scale crawler.
Yep.
Fallback. If that was to come out now, I think it would have done better.
Yeah, now everybody wants big stuff. Yeah.
I got it. Mine's sitting over there. The clawback. I think it's huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so much fun that I think if it was to be, first release now, I think it would have sold, or I don't know how well it's selling, but I think it'd be more popular.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, they've got a lot of options, even if they stuck with what they had before, but just kind of the axles were the one thing a lot of people complained about, as well as gears. If you switch out the gears and the transmission so that they're stronger, everybody wants it to be brushless now. I don't mind the forced steer as a start, like as an option. I think it'd be super cool if they did forced steer, but then added a lockout so people could lock it out.
Right.
It's easy enough to do if you're crafty with them, but if they had an easy lockout system, that would even be cooler. But yeah, I mean, I would love to see something new from them. I had a ground pounder for years, loved it, and
haven't had one, man. And that's another rig I've always been like, all right, I'm gonna buy it, and then something else comes up, and I'm like, I'll get this instead.
Yeah.
So there's been like 3 times where I've almost pulled the trigger on one of those things.
Oh, and I loved that it had forced steer when it came out. Like, oh man, I had so much fun using the forced steer on it. The wheels were not great, like a lot of RTRs. We've talked about that already. But I swapped those out with the Proline ones, 2.6s, and it was a sweet truck.
Yeah. Nice.
So Bob Raven telling you they hinted at it in that trail marker video on Instagram, focusing on that Bigfoot in the beginning. I think that Bigfoot is actually one of the crawler guys, like logos, right? Who is it that has the little Bigfoot? That says logo. That's what it reminded me of. Got the little like hunched over Bigfoot guy.
Oh, I can't think of anything. Like actually like the Sasquatch?
Yeah. Somebody has that in their logo. I can't think of the name right now. But that's what I think when I saw that. I wasn't thinking of like the Bigfoot monster truck because I don't think they're going to get that branding away from Traxxas anytime soon.
Oh.
I just would love to see Traxxas do a little bit more with it.
Oh God, yeah.
Even if they
came out, they do it so well too.
If they came out with a Bigfoot X Max.
Not even. All right, yeah, that would work great. You know,
they've already got the X Max. Just stick the cool body on it. Like
I'm saying, make a version comparable to the SMT10, something like that, but with Bigfoot. Maybe even go retro with it. I don't know, like that. Bigfoot's iconic. There should be more out there than just the Stampede.
So somebody's asking in here, I'll find his name, where'd it go? Scale and Trail TV. They're asking, any info on a new SCX10?
Oh.
What do you think?
Is
there anything pointing to a new one coming?
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
Would that be that'd be like asking if a new TRX4 is coming.
Right. Well, I mean, it would be they'd probably call it like a 10.3 or something.
Or 3, right? Because they're in the SCX10 2.
Yeah, and so then you have the SCX10 3.
But they the new thing they came out with was a capper, right? So they have come out with a new, and they came out with the Wraith.
But that's not really the SCX10 platform.
Okay.
Whatever they do, whenever they do come out with another version of the SCX10,
yeah,
I just keep portals off of it.
Keep portals off it, yeah. Keep it more of a trail track. So I'm curious why he would be asking if there's a new SCX10.
Well, people, some people think rigs come out every year.
I'm just trying to go look at what SCX10s are out there.
There's a lot. There's a lot. You got the red one. Then you got the gray Cherokee that started it all.
Oh, yeah, I had that one.
Yeah, the gray Cherokee was the first 10.2. Then I went to that red Wrangler, I believe.
Yeah. I missed the ones that didn't have the full body. I missed the ones with the open top.
Oh, okay. You like the open top?
Yeah. Like the one that we had?
Yeah.
I love that look.
But like the Blazer's got an open top.
Yep, that's true. And so does the Deadbolt.
Yeah.
But before they had the open top, then you could buy the top that you put on it. Remember that?
Well, yeah. Well, they have that for the Blazer too. I mean, you got to get. And actually, once I put the top on that Blazer, I really like the Blazer a lot more once I put the top on it.
Trapdoors. CCxRC says, yeah, he looks like he knows something.
No, I'm just.
Let's press him, guys. What do you know?
No. I don't really. I'm real curious to see what Axial does this year. I'm real curious to see what anybody does this year, considering with what's going on right now. I'm sure a lot of things are being pushed back or just being put on hold for right now. So I would love to see a new rig. I love seeing new rigs from everybody. It doesn't matter who it is.
I'm pulling up their page here. I haven't had an SCX10, so what I've had, I bought the one, I traded for one, and I got that Jeep FJ, or the Mighty Jeep FC body that I put on it. So those are my two SCX10s. And then I had this one, this Jeep Cherokee, but that was a while back, man.
Yeah.
How old is this thing now?
That was like one of the first ones. So that was just a regular SCX10.
I got it when it came out, and I took it camping, ran it right out of the box, unboxed it while I was camping, which was good because my original SCX10 never broke. For 2 years I had it, didn't break anything. And then all of a sudden we were at this camp out, and I broke one of the C-hubs. And I didn't have any parts because I didn't think they ever broke. And luckily I had this thing, and I just ran it out of the box, and it was like killer.
Nice. I've got one, 2, 3.
But I traded that for that custom built SMT10 chassis. So let's see, when did the SCX10 2 get released?
2017, 2016 maybe is when that one came out, I think.
Release info, June 12th, 2016. So I think I got it. Yeah, man. You guessed like all those years right around it and landed on it. So it's going to be 4 years old.
Yeah. But I mean, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it.
But you don't fix it, right? So when did the SCX10 come out?
That one probably came out
2009.
Yeah.
So that was 7 years. That's a huge, because you don't want to change, and even the changes that they made were pretty small, right?
Yeah, like the newer one had, the 10.2 has different axles compared to the original.
Yep.
They started
Steering
metal
was way better. Steering was way better.
Yeah. The transmissions were different.
Battery was forward.
Yeah.
Out of the box.
Yeah, the old battery tray used to be in the back.
Okay.
So yeah, they just slight changes, but obviously it worked because it's still a great platform.
Yeah. So then you say, well, okay, but other people are bringing stuff out. But Axial, I mean, they have kind of gone at it with the 1.9 Wraith, right?
I would say Axial put out like 8 rigs last year.
Yeah, they did the 6x6. They did
the 6x6, the Can-Am.
That's
Wraith
small. That's Yeti Junior, right? So
yeah.
Which, if you guys haven't seen the video on that, those things are so much fun.
It looked like you guys had a blast. There's the UMGs, the UMG 10 kit. So what, like five or 6 rigs last year they came out with, which is a lot for a year.
Mm-hmm. So this one has a new low price on it. Specials. Who was it that asked about that? It got me curious now. And do we know who the questioning person is? Are they giving us hints? Where was that question? I'm looking up. I have to scroll a lot. I'm not seeing it. Where'd the question go? That's even more curious, as if it's gone. Here it is. Scale and Trail TV. I can't from this window click and see who they are. Scale and Trail TV. I'm going to look them up as a conspiracy, maybe.
Ooh.
It is curious, though. That's a good question. I honestly haven't thought about it being updated.
I wouldn't expect. I would expect more like a different, slightly different version, like how they put out the 55 Ford.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they have had new ones, right? Just new iterations on the same thing.
Yeah, just different bodies, like different wheels.
So it could still be like an SCX10 too, but maybe they go back to the old style Jeep body.
Yeah, because they obviously got ties with Jeep.
Yep, or the truck. That'd be sweet.
I would love to see a pickup with like a real bed.
I'm gonna look at these deadbolts. I didn't get one when they first came out, but I'm liking.
You should buy one right now. Just do it. Just hit that. Put it in your cart. I didn't hear you click anything yet, so.
I'm looking at it. I've done this before in a live stream. I would want to buy it from my hobby town, though. They've got it.
Oh, there you go.
Support them. Local.
Yep. I got an SMT10 kit and a whole bunch of other goodies coming from my hobby town. So.
Oh, do you? Sweet.
Yeah.
Somebody was asking again about that Losi. There's been no more teases. All has gone quiet on the Losi front from what I've seen. But I still stand by that. They don't just say stuff like that. Nah.
No. They knew what they were doing.
There's people saying, do it, PayPal, just do it. Fresh squeezed RC. Yeah, but see, I got to do it at my hobby town if I do it.
Right. Much fun.
And I have the SCX24 deadbolt, and that's what's made me fall in love with the look of it. I love the look of these things.
That was my pick for rig of the year, was the Capra.
Yeah. See, it has a light bar. I don't want it. I kill lights every time, first run. So your Capra was your pick of the year?
Yeah,
Crawler of the year?
Because
the kit version or the RTR?
Either one. It's the same, basically. Just because it was the most innovative or the most changed. It wasn't it wasn't just a new body. It wasn't just new tires. It was a whole new build. It was a whole new ground up constructed. Their first axials, first portals. So it wasn't like they piggy banked off another rig. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I went with that. I still stand by, and that's just my opinion. You can think what you want. It's just what I picked. It was either that or the Wraith 1.9 because
that thing can just go over anything.
The Wraith 1.9 it's a dog. That thing has just been beat and it just keeps coming. Like the one we've got right now.
So what did you do to it? If somebody were to get one and want to upgrade, what did you upgrade on it? What did it need?
On what? On which? What, the Wraith 1.9?
Yep.
The only thing I've done to it was I got a set of Pitbull Berserkers on it and a set of their Raceline rims. And then I got a set of the Pitbull Chronic shocks on there. Other than that, it's box stock. I still got the original servo in it. It's not acting the best, but it works. Just because this thing's been in the water more than Michael Phelps. My 3-year-old drives it the most because I can turn it down on the radio for him. And, but yeah, I would obviously, other than that stuff, I would like, throw some metal links on it and stuff like that.
Okay. My kids, man, theirs run completely stock, and they went against me with my SCX10, which had like the dual motor, lots of upgrades. And I was trying to show them how to run the course, and I was showing them, like, man, it's a little tricky on this one. And they just came up and were like, bloop, right over the top of it. I'm like, what the? Like, no problem.
And the fact that the hood opened, and there's a little motor in there, it's so awesome.
Yep. CCxRC, man, have a good night. We're going to wrap here in just a minute. I think, there's some new trucks coming out. MST has some interesting stuff. I'm curious about the crawlers. I'm not huge into crawling right now, unfortunately. I went through this huge crawling phase. Yeah. And I think it's because locally right near me, there's no place really to crawl. I have to drive a little ways.
Right.
And so that just makes it more difficult. And people say, well, build something. Well, when I build something, snakes come. We have snakes around here. We live literally 100 yards that way is a swamp. And it runs along the whole neighborhood. And so we just got snakes, poisonous snakes. And so you put down rocks, or you put down any type of thing that clustered up together, and you draw out the snakes. So, and if there aren't real ones, my kids will put fake ones in there just to freak me out when I'm out there running. And so it's just not a good idea.
Cold-blooded. That's not cool.
RC Basher Boy's asking, and this may be before your time, but what happened to the Glamosphere you guys had after you reviewed it?
Where is that thing? Oh man, I think it's in St. Louis.
Okay.
I think one of the guys in St. Louis has it.
Okay.
Yeah. It was slightly before my time, but
yeah.
I seen the box in the Big Squid vault, and I was like, ooh, but it was empty. So.
Basher Boy, just go dumpster diving, man. You'll find them. You know where they're at,
right?
Nah,
yeah, we usually try
cool.
to keep slight track of them, and we do give some of the ones we've reviewed away too. So, granted, you're getting a truck that went through a Big Squid review, so you might have to put some money into it, but it's still cheaper than buying the whole thing brand new.
Right. That's the thing with mine. That's why I don't sell a lot of stuff.
Yeah,
I don't have time to fix it up completely right.
Yeah.
And, I don't want to put any more money in it to sell it, because usually you lose whatever you put into it.
Oh, God, yeah. You never get your money back. No.
Yep. So, yeah, it looks like we could get ready to wrap up here. Is there anything you want to tell anybody, anything new happening in the RC world that you've heard about? There's, some people saying they won't have a new SCX10 release until the 2021 Bronco comes out.
We got some cool stuff coming up for Big Squid. There's talks for a quarterly magazine.
Okay, that's awesome.
Which would be at your local hobby shop all over the country for free. So there's talks on that. They're trying to get all the stuff figured out. That's beyond me. I don't pay attention to that stuff.
Right,
yeah, we're working on that. March Madness. So
Bashness.
Make sure you guys
go vote.
Do that, and check out all the website, the YouTube, all that good stuff. We're, especially with what's going on, if everyone's shut down, a lot of us can work from home, so you're still going to get your daily news from Big Squid. So who knows?
Yep, they have something on there actually right now about the Energy D90X scale crawler almost ready to run. That's an interesting looking rig if anybody's seen it. Go check it out on the Big Squid site. We're not going to show it to you. You got to go look it up there, man. Go on to Big Squid. They keep up with anything new that comes out. They've even got Jason Rona's all-time favorites video they've linked to. Anything that's hitting that's big in RC news, they're on top of it. So
Yeah, we want to give you all the info right away, as fast as we can. So uh, Tim, who does a lot of that, he's amazing at just grinding out the articles and the press releases. And then you got your regular columns. You got Cubby's 2 columns. You got Doug, who does the monster trucks. Our new guy Martin, who's our drifter. And then the crawler stuff with me. So it's fun, man. Make sure you check it out and all that good stuff.
Are you guys still doing? Is Tim still doing the podcast with you guys too? I know he did one recently with the Kraken people.
Yeah, he does it every now and then.
Okay.
I know there's a few of them in the works. It's just getting everybody's schedule to work together.
Yep, it's not easy. I know.
It's really hard. So
yeah.
But yeah, those come out sporadically, which are awesome.
Yep. Cool. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, as always, to another RC Conspiracies. And I don't know what we'll be talking about next week. I know that there's a lot of stuff up in the air as we're all kind of doing our 2 weeks of kind of staying away from people. So I'm sure we'll see all of you online a whole lot more on socials and stuff these days. So I'll be able to have a little bit more time to watch some videos and all that. So that's good news. And I mean, I work from home anyway, so I've still got a whole lot of stuff to go through. I may have hats come available, guys. They'll probably be like $25 shipped, embroidered. And so we'll find out if people are interested. You can hit me up on Instagram. I'll see about getting a list going. But
I'll take one.
They're the look at my hair. So these are the camo ones. I have them in black, but they're the the snapback originals, Yupong. Good hats. Nice. And so if people are interested, I know I've had questions about getting hats in the past, and now I have a local person that I can order through and get them done, which makes it way easier than ordering them online, and then doing the ship out stuff is all going to be on me. So I'm going to have to pay and figure out how to box them and get them to you safely. But anyway, if you are interested, hit me up on somewhere, and I'll get a list going and see if there's enough interest to get an order in. I don't need a huge order, I don't think, with the local ladies. So if I can get 5 or 10 people, we can get some ordered up. But anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. As always, have fun RCing, and we will catch you on the next RC Conspiracies next week. See you
Later,
guys. Thank you, Jeremy, for coming in and hanging out,
no problem,
sharing with
man.
us your knowledge and conspiracies. And all right.